said this to one of the trustees the other day, and I truly believe it's true. This is my dream job for this point in my career. If I was called by any other business school, I don't think I would pick up the phone, because this is the most interesting project for someone like me with my background and with what I believe this school can be. I've told the trustees this, and I've told the Board of Advisors this. We're not going to get to 20 by focusing on what 40 is doing. We're going to get to 20 because we are going to be doing the most interesting things in the world. There's nothing else that I'd rather be doing in the world right now.
学生应该到我们 GW 商学院的学校来，因为
There are great things about liberal arts education. I'm a product of University of Chicago. I was a Chinese literature major as an undergraduate.
政治学都放在一块儿。
At the time, this was the mid-1980s, all of my professors were saying, well, if you're thinking that way, you should study Russian, or you should study Japanese, and maybe Arabic is in that list. And nobody thought that China was the interesting story.
很特别的一个经验。
I was doing this study of these 81 factories in Shanghai, and so I couldn't afford cabs, so the only transportation I had was this one-speed Chinese bicycle, and so I would ride sometimes 40 kilometers a day on this one-speed bicycle in a suit. A few schools do think actively about how to help undergraduates manage their careers throughout their lives. The big mistake that a lot of business schools make is that they just think of undergraduate education as a mini MBA. I think GW actually does that pretty well. I think that of the programs that really, there are very good things about both the undergraduate program and the MBA program. And for the undergraduate program, helping students think about their careers and think about their lives afterwards I think that it's better. That is an area where the Washington locale really serves us very well, is that we're in Foggy Bottom, we're sitting here in a very consultant-rich, procurement-rich, there's lots of industries that I think are regularly growing and hiring people. And then one of the nice things about DC right now is it has to be the most recession-proof town in the country. It is a very, very privileged position. Most students don't understand this when they come to business school or when they go to work for corporations. Working in a corporation is a huge privilege. These are the most privileged institutions in the global economy, perhaps besides nation states. Now that's a very important thing because they generate all kinds of economic wealth, they generate opportunities for innovation. There are all kinds of reasons why we've given corporations this institutional privilege. But what it also means is that they have a tremendous amount of power, and going to work in those organizations means that the people we send out into that world have to be cognizant of that power, and they have to be willing to take it on as a responsibility and as a privilege. I believe in training students to think about things like ethics and responsibility, systemic risk, who they are actually within this system. And I just don't believe we can train business school students responsibly and allow them to walk out into the world and not think about the consequences of their actions in that way. For the executives, I think I'm going to be very closely engaged with that group naturally because I do a lot of teaching in exec ed myself, and every new program we do, I plan on kicking it off and introducing the program. And so I think that through those things I'll be able to stay tied to students. We have to continue, once we've attracted those students, to take care of them in ways that they really believe that they're being cared for as the top schools do. One of the real strengths of places like very well-endowed private schools, it's not just that they've been doing it for 200 years or more in some cases, it's that they actually really have an infrastructure that takes care of their students and makes them feel like a part of a family.